Have you ever been exploring Realtor.com or Zillow and seen the term PID or PID used in the description of the house that's for sale? I know you guys all go to those sites and look at homes, so I bet you have. You ever wonder what that is or curious about it? Basically what a PID is it is a financing mechanism for the developer. When they first develop a neighborhood or a community, like a mixed-use community, they ask the local government, either the city or the county, if they can create basically a taxing entity. And it's kind of like a construction loan that's being paid off with the people who live in there, with the people who buy those homes. It's being paid off through taxes by those people during the life of sort of that loan or that construction loan type of thing that is that PID. Basically, the people who buy a home in a PID pay it off over a number of years. It's like spread out over like 20 or 30 years. And that is basically what a PID is. I am going to talk today about the pros and cons of PIDs, so stay tuned.
All things real estate and all things real estate.
Horrible. So that's what a PID is. I hope that wasn't too long or drawn out and complicated, but it's kind of like a construction loan that's paid off after that construction is finished, and the payoff is made using the tax dollars of the people it was essentially constructed for. Because in a PID, each house is assessed a certain dollar amount to pay off over time. Let me give you an example. Out in the Salina area, which is north of Frisco and near Prosper, if you're familiar with DFW, I recently had a buyer purchase a new construction home. The PID tax per year was $1,800, and the total amount was to be paid off over 20 years, and it was about $22,000. So basically, my buyers know they're going to have an extra tax bill each year of $1,800, and if they stay there for 20 years, that will be paid off within that time frame, and no one will have to worry about it anymore. Okay, so now that you know what a PID is, let's talk about the pros and cons of living in one. Let's do the pros first. Number one is probably the enhanced amenities. One of the primary advantages of living in a PID is lots of times the money is used to make a gorgeous community. From beautifully landscaped green spaces to well-lit streets to built ponds and fishing piers, you name it, they'll build it in there. And these amenities can definitely improve the overall quality of life for residents and can give you the feeling that the extra taxes are worth it, kind of the way that people think about HOAs being worth it sometimes. The second pro to a PID, I'd say, is the potential for increased property values. Because of the investments made in the infrastructure and those amenities within the PIDs, this can lead to a nice increase in property values over time. The third pro to a PID is that the improvements are targeted just for your area or neighborhood. Unlike municipal taxes that serve a broader area, PID money allows the developer to prioritize and fund specific improvements tailored to the needs and preferences of that specific community. So this targeted approach means that you might have something in your community that makes it extra special and does differentiate it from areas outside the PID. Okay, so now that we've gone over the pros of buying a home in a PID or living in one, let's talk about the cons. Number one, and this is a big one for me, is that there is a significant additional tax burden. In addition to regular property taxes, homeowners are required to pay supplemental taxes to essentially pay off the PID improvements. These extra taxes can significantly impact homeowners' budgets and just the overall affordability of the home. The second con is resale concerns. Okay, so let's say that you own a home in a PID, you're trying to sell it, and the neighborhood next door to you doesn't have a PID, and there's a home in there that's comparable to yours. Which one is that potential home buyer going to choose? Probably the one with the additional tax burden per year that's usually at least an additional $1,500, or the one without that tax burden. I'd probably say the one without, unless your home is extra super special, which of course it is because all homeowners think their homes are super special, right? Yeah. Seriously though, that could affect your resale if areas around your home are not within a PID. The third con is just overall a lack of control and transparency with PIDs. This may not be the case with all PIDs, but in my experience as a real estate broker, I find it really hard sometimes to get information on PIDs when I'm helping someone buy or sell a home. These are taxing entities, and it should not be hard to find information on how much the PID is each year, or how much the homeowner owes for his or her portion of the PID. But it is hard to find typically. I do not like hidden fees. They honestly make me crazy. And I feel like if homeowners or potential buyers cannot easily and quickly find out info on a PID, it just is a grossly unfair situation. I had one seller last year whose house was in a PID, and I wanted to be sure we had all the paperwork and financial info ready to disclose to buyers right away, which is actually required, but a lot of real estate agents and brokers don't seem to do this. So we were trying to get this information, and literally even one of my title companies couldn't find it. It wasn't even showing up on the tax rolls. I mean, how is that okay? This taxing authority, this PID, could put a lien on your house if you don't pay your taxes, but you can't easily find out what you owe? I mean, yearly or for a total amount? Ugh. Okay, so this is the third con. You get what I'm saying. The lack of control and transparency within PIDs, it can potentially pose a problem. Okay, so in closing, I want to say that PIDs aren't a bad or a good thing. They're just a financing mechanism for development, and they can help developers create amazing and beautiful areas with tons of amenities. The main thing is that you need to know about them when you're buying or selling a home. Know the amounts you're going to owe each year. Know the total you're obligating yourself to. Also, I mean, that's important to know what that is going to affect your budget like, right? So I hope you enjoyed this video about the pros and cons of PIDs, what they are, and how they can benefit you or hurt you. It's, like I said, it's not right or wrong. It's kind of like an HOA, right? HOAs aren't right for everyone, neither are PIDs, but some people are really going to appreciate them for what they offer. Whether you're drawn to an area with a PID because of the extra amenities, or if you're wary of the extra costs, of course, there's never any one-size-fits-all answer when it comes to finding that next perfect home or neighborhood. That's all I got for you today. Let me know if you have any questions or need anything as usual. This PID stuff can be confusing, as can other aspects of real estate, of course. So I hope you know I'm always here to help. And if you like what you have heard here today, please subscribe. I'd appreciate it. Thank you. See you next week.
All things real estate and all things real estate.